Dear Lord, please bless today's game, our opponent, our team, and all watching. Thank you for the opportunity to compete, and may what happens on the court go for your glory. Please keep everyone safe from injury and illness. We pray this all in Jesus' name. Amen.
And now it's time to meet tonight's starting lineups. First, we're visiting San Marcos.
It has been 266 days since the Eagles took the floor at Chase Gymnasium. The wait is finally over. It is time for the Biola Eagles home opener. It's Jake Macias and Serena Andrade joining you on Eagles broadcast for Biola's second game of their 2025-26 campaign. And we'll kick it off with the West Coast Sand and Gravel pregame report, starting with the Cougars from San Marcos. A rough season for them last year, finishing 6-22, losing their first 11 games of the season. But a fresh system is taking place for the Cougars, with head coach Brady Bergeson taking the helm in his first season. Bergeson comes to San Marcos from Regis University in Denver, where he was the Rangers head coach since 2015. In his time there, he tallied a 58 win percentage with 2 Division II tournament appearances, 8 RMAC tournament appearances, 1 RMAC tournament championship, not to mention 4 20-win seasons. So a lot of success for the head coach for San Marcos, and a lot of promise with this team, losing to Division I UC San Diego in overtime this year before Halloween, and then narrowly losing to Concordia Irvine by 3 points yesterday on the road. Led by Kiave Love, dropping 34 points, including 8 boards and 3 assists. Number 1 will be the player to watch tonight as he looks to have another dominant game against BU. Now, for the Eagles, a great year last season with a 22-8 record, but disappointing in the playoffs, losing both games in that Pac West playoff series. This is a redefined Eagles team that's looking to make another splash in the conference, and of course, looking to bring the Pac West title to La Mirada. It's a great showcase in game number 1 for the Eagles. They took down Cal State LA 77-66 on the road, and it was Tyus Parrish-Tillman that took over for the Eagles, dropping 19 with 12 boards and only 1 turnover. The Eagles are going to look to rely on TPT tonight. This matchup to watch will be Tyus and Dexter Stratton inside the paint.
Yeah, we look at the Eagles finished second in the conference in total offense. It was towards the bottom of the conference in defense. The focus for Dave Holmquist this year will be to stay consistent on defense, forcing turnovers and creating second change points. It's time for the starting lineup for both teams. Starting with the Cougars, we have senior guard Kiave Love, number 1, and then we have senior guard number 2, Aaron Reagan, redshirt sophomore number 3, Max Kangan, and we have redshirt senior Dexter Stratton, number 5, he's a forward, and then we also have redshirt junior number 25 forward Remington Rofer. For your Eagles, we have tonight freshman guard number 1 Gannon Dykstra, we have senior guard number 2 Cameron Brown, we have junior guard number 3 Charlie Gaylor, redshirt junior forward number 8 Tyus Parrish-Tillman, and last we have junior guard number 20 Facundo Aranda.
We are in for a good one here in this home opener. Both these teams showing a lot of promise here early on. Of course, San Marcos still looking to try to find their first win. Biola trying to keep this win streak rolling. Aranda rolling his way to the rim. First point of the night belongs to the Argentinian. Talk about how fast he's been year over year here with the Eagles. Showing more of that here in this year too. Out to the corner. Now back up top. Keep your eye out on number one. That one well short. Great contest there from TPT.
You mentioned keeping your eye on Piave Love, having 34 points against Concordia in their last game. A big person to be watching out, like you said, tonight in tonight's game.
Top, spot up three. Well short again. Dave Holmquist in his 46th season as the head coach here for Biola. 4th all-time in NCAA wins. As San Marcos gets on the board with 3. Right now, 1,080 wins as a coach here for the Eagles. Gonna need a good year this year and a good one next year to get to 3rd. Aranda up top. Great rebound by Dykstra. The true freshman. Taking it to the dish. Cameron Brown coming in from UC Merced here as a senior. Getting his first bucket here at home. San Marcos fading back and responding. It's a pretty move from Max Tengen, who we saw last year. Tengen, the redshirt sophomore, playing all of his collegiate career here at San Marcos. It was a problem for the Eagles last year. They were struggling to figure out how to get past his speed. Very physical around the perimeter is what we saw last year from him. And what was a really quick Biola team, too. You had players that ran the floor really well, like Facundo Aranda comes to mind, but you had players like Daniel Esparza who left the program, obviously graduating. We'll see how that speed matches up here tonight. Charlie Geller, who came in from Azusa. There's Brown charging through and drawing some contact. Maybe the first foul of the night. Just heard Jalen Leslie charged for the first personal and actually second team foul. Leslie had a good night yesterday. 8 points and some good shooting splits. 4 for 9 from the floor. There's Brown taking it all the way. Rejected by Jalen Leslie. Good help side defense from the Eagles. TPT biting on the pump fake. Spinning, turning. Not converting. And a bloodbath in the middle of the court. It's going to be a jump ball. That's what we like to see here early on.
Already getting chippy in the middle.
Give me flashbacks of whenever we play Azusa. Holy. Talked about the dominant performance by Kiabe Love. 34 points, 13 of 18 from the floor, including 7 for 7 from the free throw line. So that tells you that he likes to go downhill and try to draw some contact. I'm assuming we'll see that here tonight also. And of course, if you want to send in a shout out, feel free to do so. It's eaglesbroadcast@gmail.com. Let us know where you're watching from and who you're rooting for. eaglesbroadcast@gmail.com. If it won't count, it'll be foul on the floor, and another inbounds here for the Eagles. Charlie Gaylor up top taking a screen from Tyus. Spots up. Can't deliver. Rebound. Charlie Gaylor. Nearly an and one instead. 2 free throws for Charlie Gaylor. Gaylor, the junior from Escondido, California, came in from Azusa. We saw him in the Cornerstone Cup game against Biola here at Chase Gymnasium. A great player off of the bench last year for Azusa. Made a big impact, especially with his shooting presence. Here, getting some quality minutes for the Eagles this year. It's got to be weird going from one rival to the other in a matter of 1 year.
Yeah, how often does that truly happen, especially at Biola with us going back and forth?
It's a good question. I couldn't tell you. I just think of Kevin Durant. He comes to mind. He went from the OKC to the Warriors. Probably not as crazy with him transferring to the Eagles, but apples to apples.
But as an athlete, you always have a chip on your shoulder when you have a rivalry game, especially the Azusa and Biola rivalry.
Back downfield is Love. Lots of traffic inside. Foul called. Immediate timeout. Eagles still trying to get this lead back. It's 4-5. 5 minutes into this one. We'll be back.
Points, 12 rebounds on 7 for 11 shooting for our big man. Congrats, Tyus Parrish.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by West Coast Sand and Gravel. West Coast Sand and Gravel is a proud sponsor of Biola Athletics. West Coast Sand and Gravel is a wonderful and natural partnership since the company shares the same vision and faith-based values as Biola. The company's been in business since 1968 and serves California and Phoenix with dirt import and export, environmental waste hauling, sports field products, and other construction needs. Thank you, West Coast Sand and Gravel, for your support of Biola basketball.
Jake, can we talk about Tyus' showing last game, going 7 for 11 from the field goal, and going, I believe, 3-4 from the free throw line, having 19 points, leading the Biola Eagles in scoring right now.
Yeah, this was an Eagles team that was guard dominant when it came to scoring. You had players like Nate Medina, Daniel Esparza scoring the majority of the points for the Eagles. TPT was actually out with an injury last year, so we didn't really get to see much of him at all. And now a little bit different here in this one. TPT, of course, the tallest player on this Eagles team and scoring the most points. As Tyus gets called for the foul, it'll be his first personal.
PPT, that's a new one. I haven't heard that one, but that's a cool one.
Yeah, that's the nickname he's gone by. It's funny because our public address announcer, Nate Yee, whenever he makes a three, he goes TPT for 3, and everyone loves it, including me.
It's catchy, it's easy to say. That's a nickname that you want to have. And you talked about him coming back. What a good game to come back on, the first game. He's got to be proud of himself, especially coming off an injury, the one that he had.
Tengen lets one fly, knocks it in. 5 points already for Max Tengen. Coming off of the Velko minute clock. Free throw miss. The big fella from Serbia. Brown up top. Long 2. Rattles the rim. Max Max Tengen again taking the ball screen. Now dishes it down low. We got a mismatch underneath. Aranda falls over. No call. Aranda just trying to dance, find an open spot. Here's Charlie Geller now with the right. It's good. Smooth move for number 3. Nobody to go back door. Here's a matchup that we all want to watch. Good clean finish with the right hand over TPT. At 6'10 over 6'8. I'd like to have what they had growing up. Probably a lot of spinach.
You know, Jake, they can't see you because they're behind the camera, but you are pretty tall. You can't knock it. You are pretty tall.
There's being tall and there's being wide. They are both of those things. I am only one of those things.
But when you're my size, everything's tall.
Tengen, actually, Reagan shooting that 3. Strong board though from the Eagles. Down 5. TPT lost the battle on defense. Can't win it on offense either. They'll work down low, just bullying through, rejected by Charlie Geller. And here's Aranda bullying through 2 Cougars. Quickly turns into another fast break for San Marcos. Love right into the hands of Facundo Aranda. Dykstra. Fancy finish for number 1.
That was a great finish.
First points for him as a Biola Eagle. At home, I should say.
This is a great environment to walk into as a freshman. This is a great crowd today at this showing.
Good hedge there from TPT, creates an open look, and they convert. Jalen Leslie was the right idea from Tyus Parrish-Tillman to come up and hedge after the screen, but with that creates a challenge, especially across the perimeter here for the Eagles. They're going to have to rely on that outside shooting if they're going to want to compete here with San Marcos. There's Geller now going baseline. Tough take. Past few minutes for number 3. 4 points for Charlie Geller. Tengen out to Love from the wing. Off the mark. Spot up triple. Comes up short. Here's Love up 4. Tengen. Whistle called. 2 shots for Max Tengen, and we'll have another timeout on the floor. San Marcos up 4. We got 11 minutes left to go. We'll be back. very evenly matched up game so far to start this one off. When we look at all the numbers and statistical data, it looks like both of these teams are clashing very evenly. It's only been 50% from the floor for San Marcos and almost 50% for the Eagles. The Eagles have actually taken 2 more shots, but both of these teams have knocked in 6 shots apiece. Really nothing that stands out to me so far. Rebounding's been similar, turnovers have been similar. A battle between 2 great programs with a lot of history. Of course, I talked about head coach Dave Holmquist, 46 seasons as the head coach here for Biola. This is crazy when you look at the list of all the great coaches across the NCAA. He's 4th. You have coaches like Mike Krzyzewski up at the top for Duke University. Dave Holmquist right there.
That's awesome. I didn't even know that achievement of his. That's a big achievement. He's been here for so long, but to see that success in his time is an amazing thing to have for him.
Tengen checks out of the game with 7 points after knocking in the free throw. There's Joe Ofori now coming in for the first time for Biola. Out to Chris Harris, who we've seen a lot from last year. Ofori with the right hand. It's good. First shot here at Chase Gymnasium's money. Ofori coming from Shakopee, Minnesota, which is my hometown. Played at Prior Lake High School, a team that we'd always get beat by.
Isn't it always so cool to see people from your hometown and how they play in college?
Driving through, over Ofori, and in. It's Chris Carrillo, 6 foot over Joe Ofori, who's 6'7". To the corner, Weir, got it. Walker Weir. That shot's good for Walker Weir. The transfer from the College of the Desert. Fighting on the pump fake. Back out to the corner. Great defense here from the Eagles. 5 left on the shot clock. They need to get something up quick. A bad pass. And here come the Eagles. Dykstra. Catch and shoot 3 is too strong. The momentum was swaying the Eagles' way until that shot didn't fall. Oohs and ahs from the crowd.
We talked about how the stats on the stat board have been pretty fairly even between both teams. However, Biola's leading with 14 points in the paint. If I were them, I would exploit that stat that they have right now. They've been shooting well, like just going to the board.
It's a great point. I've watched Gannon Dykstra play. I actually played against him before the season started just for fun. I was just shooting some hoops, and then all of a sudden the entire team comes out of the gym. They're like, hey, you want to play? So I started playing with them. I got an idea of how these guys like to play. A little insider trading.
On the other side, we have San Marcos. We talked about Matt. He has that lethal mid-range jumper that he likes to play.
Ofori cleaning up the loose change. 2 for 2 from the floor for Joe Ofori. Guards here for the Eagles have done a great job of recovering on these high ball screens. Leighton Martin for the Eagles. Catch and shoot 3, front iron. Offensive rebound for Chris Carrillo. Five seconds left on the shot clock. Dancing, floating. Loose ball into the hands of Walker Weir. It's a stagnant past few minutes here for San Marcos. Joe Ofori hesitated too much. Nate Simon on Dykstra. Not a contact, no call. Here's Chris Harris out to the corner. Walker Weir again. Well short. Still a 3-point San Marcos lead. Just under 7 minutes left in this half. Offensive rebounding continuing here for San Marcos. Shot deflected by Chris Harris, but too much contact. We'll have another timeout. 19-22, San Marcos up 3. 6:45 left on the clock. We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back for the action. We welcome you back to Chase Gymnasium after the short break. We looked at the numbers so far throughout this first half. 1 for 8 for Biola from beyond the arc, and they've only taken 2 free throws. What do you think they need to do differently?
I think they're taking the shots, but now it's about making them, right? I mean, you could take them, but they got to fall at some point. And I talked about the points in the paint. They're excelling in that area. So if you're not excelling outside the arc, why not go to the paint and continue to do that? I think with the free throws, I think it's a matter of discipline. Those are things at the end of practice that you finish up with and you got to make them. So it's the same thing here. This is their home court. This is where they practice every day. So take advantage of that. That advantage that they have, letting this be their home court.
We talk about points in the paint, 16 for the Eagles compared to San Marcos's 8. I can see Tyus Parrish-Tillman down there doing what he did yesterday or a couple days ago against Cal State LA. Full court press here for the Cougars. Haven't seen it yet. But the Eagles squeeze by it.
Something that I've noticed that Holmquist is doing right now, he's putting in a lot of different lineups. We're seeing a whole new lineup right now from what he started. So I'm interested to see how they all play together.
Walker Weir, spot up. Smart move to avoid the charge. Another basket for Walker Weir. He's up to 5. Straight to the hole. Just about everything got hit there, other than the net. 2-point San Marcos lead. Here is Tyus down low. Chris Harris from beyond the arc. 3-point struggles continue. And over the back, called on Walker Weir. Both these teams not shooting ideally where they want to be, especially the Eagles. The 3-point shooting has been their pitfall. They've had 9 3-pointers out of the 23 shots that they've taken. It's a big bulk of the misses that they've had throughout this game so far.
It's interesting because they have taken more threes than San Marcos, but they're leading in field goals, going 10 for 23, and they're shooting 43%. So it's just interesting to see the statistics, how broad it is.
Chance for the Eagles take the lead, but just as I say it, an offensive foul on Tyus Parrish-Tillman. TPT moving to the number 8 this year. We had a lot higher number last season. I can't remember. I think it was 34. But this year now, 8 like Kobe.
Jake, you talked about getting the opportunity to play with some of the guys. What was something that you admired about playing with them? Something that stood out to you?
Well, I'll tell you something I learned. I learned that I'm terrible at basketball again. But something that stood out was definitely just the way that they played together. The chemistry that they built already before any games were played. It's very solid, and that's something that you can see from Eagles teams no matter what the sport is. Year in and year out. San Marcos knocking in a 3, bringing the lead up to 5. Martin, his first shot. Too short. It's going to be out of bounds. Again, another missed three-pointer for the Eagles. This was something that we saw a little bit from last year from the Eagles. This was a team that was three-point heavy with the amount of guards that were scoring for the Eagles. 1 for 10, not ideal. Great backdoor find. Great 2 free throws here for San Marcos. Max Tengen with that dish down low. Second personal for Walker Weir. 7th team foul puts him in a 1-and-1. In this case, it was a shooting foul, so we'll have 2.
While the game is still early, the turnover count for both teams is very low, which I think is showing how well they're securing the ball. San Marcos with 2 turnovers and Biola with 1. That's a pretty good stat for both of these teams.
Yeah, Biola did a really good job of not taking care of the ball. 23 turnovers last game. A little different here, though, in this one, like you said. Chris Harris, so athletic, able to reach up and climb up the ladder to get that board. Chris Harris was my favorite player to watch last season for the Eagles, just the way that he plays. Makes it for some fun basketball. Here's Brown up top. Thought about it, decides to pull the trigger. Another miss for the Eagles from deep. That's 1 for 11. It's Love all alone. Long 2. It's good. Foot was on the line. First bucket of the night for Love. So far, a quiet first half. Chris Harris continuing to shoot poorly from deep, but there's the points in the paint for Cameron Brown. If I'm the Eagles, I'm just going to avoid shooting threes no matter what until at least halftime. Probably won't happen. Foul called on Brown.
Yeah,
6-point game. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can see the frustration in their faces as they all keep trying and trying as they're shooting. But like you said, they need to drive in the paint and go. They've been successful in the paint, so they got to keep doing it.
Even with all the shooting struggles that they're facing, they're only down 6 points. And we'll leave it right there before the break. 3 minutes on the clock. 6-point San Marcos lead. We'll see if the Eagles can turn it around from deep. Welcome back from the timeout. It's a San Marcos 6-point lead here with 3 minutes left in this first half. Look ahead towards free throws. Only 2 free throws taken for the Eagles. They missed them both. This is going to be free throws 9 and 10. Both these teams struggling from the line. 5 for 9 now with that miss.
With 3 minutes left in the half, this is a pretty low-scoring game. I mean, we only put up 23 points for Biola. I like to see some more activity coming into the second half from them, especially from the three-point line.
All 5 Eagles have touched the ball in this possession. Corey down low to Brown, up and under and one. That's the key right there. Working around the perimeter, finding the open look, and getting the bucket in the paint. This is going to be free throw number 3 here for the Eagles. So just as we bring it up, they make their way to the line. Chance to bring it within 4.
I think also too, they did a good job at moving the ball quickly. It wasn't moving slowly. They moved it around the arc, and then, like you said, they got it inside, and then he was able to finish and draw a foul.
And the first free throw made here at Chase Gymnasium in his 25-26 season belongs to Brown. Just over 2.5 left to go in this first half. Love. Only 1 bucket so far in this game. He dropped over 30 yesterday. Back Sendin. Tengen, I should say, can't convert. Offensive rebound here for San Marcos. Storming. But before that happens, an offensive foul. If you're 6'10", you got to be pretty fragile if you want to get around somebody who's a lot less than that.
I'm curious to see this matchup down low with 22 from San Marcos and 24 from Biola.
Big on big matchup. Brown coming off the end one. Aranda driving through with the left. Out to Dutra, lost it. Foul called, preventing the fast break. So in all honesty, a great foul for Dykstra. I think they call clear path fouls in this level. Could be wrong. Put some. One Biola player and 2 Cougars.
You mentioned fast break was San Marcos has 3 off the fast break, and Biola actually has 0. So if you look at that stat, you're right. That is a smart foul to have right there.
Yeah, both these teams aren't really scoring that much in transition, more so taking their time running the offense that they want to create and then trying to build points off of plays that they have written up. First free throw on the 1-and-1's good.
In this transition, I think the men have done a great job of controlling the tempo.
Well, the thing is, in this game specifically, we've only had 5 turnovers, right? So it doesn't create that many fast break opportunities when you don't have that many turnovers. It makes sense. In the women's game, there was a good amount of turnovers. A lot of fast break points came off of that. So far in this first half, not the case. Could be different, though, in the second half for this men's game. There's Brown. 3 dribbles. Out to Aranda. Just wide open, just couldn't make it. 1.5 minutes now left to go in this first half. Here's Love. Front iron. Back into the hands of the black and blue. Tengen spinning. Great footwork from Max Tengen. 11 points leading the way here for the Cougars.
That was the mid-range that I was referencing earlier in our broadcast. He's been pretty successful.
Chris Harris up and over Tengen, but off the front part of the rim. Foul called, trying to get the deflection off the pass. The way that Tengen plays, too, is very impressive. Listed at 5'11", keyword listed, because I think I might be 6'10" if he's 5'11". But besides the point, the way that he's able to play as a shorter guard, working with guys who are a lot taller around him, very creative. You got to be very creative in these sort of situations, and he's finding a way to get open, using the footwork, using the ball handling skills. 12 points for him already.
I'm fairly familiar with him. He actually trains with my boyfriend on our hometown. And my boyfriend's actually also a short guard. So I'm familiar with, like you said, they have to be very skillful. And that mid-range jumper is usually their best friend, or that nice floater. They tend to go to that. Especially when you're going up against a 6'10" forward.
40 seconds left here for the Eagles. 2-for-1 situation. Here's Aranda. Up and in. Bringing it back down to 8. 4 points for Aranda and a timeout on the floor. 26 seconds, 1 second separating shot and game clock. We'll see if the Eagles can get another shot up, but I think San Marcos is going to hold on to it. Take a short break. We'll be back. Cole Beckering in for the first time today as a Biola Eagle, the true freshman from Victoria, British Columbia. Making his first appearance here at home in an Eagles uni. So San Marcos is going to hold on to it for the last shot. With Tengen up top. As I said earlier, leading the San Marcos in scoring. Loses it. 6 seconds on the clock, plenty of time for the Eagles. Out to the corner, 1 second, it'll count. Won't go. Eagles got the chance, but they couldn't convert. Still an 8-point lead here for San Marcos. We'll take a short break. We'll be back for the second half of action here at Chase Gymnasium.
At Genesee Nutrition, it's our mission to support athletes like you with clean, powerful nutrition.
As a collegiate athlete myself, I know what it takes to perform at your best. That's why we created a protein bar that doesn't only taste good, it's actually good for you too.
Packed with 20 grams of protein, our bars help you recover faster, build muscle, and stay strong. Just what every student athlete needs. Grab a bar and live your life. Healthy, active, happy.